Hi. Do you even remember me? I know it's been such a long time since I posted. Maybe I have to reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Carol. I am very exhausted most of the time, and I kind of fell off the tracks and didn't feel like filming YouTube videos anymore. I'm just being honest. We had a great summer. I was trying to enjoy the summer with my kids. James was getting ready to go to kindergarten, and there was a lot of changes, you know, with that. Max started crawling and walking and exploring as he should, and things just, you know, I just kind of focus something, you know, somewhere else. I wanted to put my time and my energy somewhere else, and there's nothing better than put that time and energy on my kids. And yes, of course I missed, you know, videos, and I've missed being here talking to you guys and interacting with you guys. I'm always very active on my Instagram because it's just something quicker. There's a lot of editing here. You know, there's a lot of setting up. There's a lot of things that have to really fall into place in order for me to sit here for 2 hours and actually film a video. So Instagram is just quicker, you know, faster way. But I have missed doing this, of course. It was so, you know, I was going through a time that I just didn't feel like filming YouTube videos anymore. And there's no, I don't know, there's no other explanation. I just didn't feel like it. And I don't want to say it like in a way that I want to let anyone down, but in a way I had to do what was best for me, and I had to, you know, let my creativity take different places, because I don't want to sit here and just push videos on you guys, because there's no reason for that. There's no point for that. So yeah, I thank you that if you stuck around. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, and I missed you, and I know that to those of you who understand what I'm saying, like that, this is, you know, a connection that we have here. It's supposed to be fun, and when it started to feel like was not fun anymore, I had to back out. So I don't even know, when I sat down to film this, I had no idea what I was going to do. I like it. I have a lot more makeup than I originally planned on having, but I like it. I'm just happy that I started this video and I have finished this video. So let's stop rambling. If you want to see how I did it, then just keep watching. Before I got on camera, I brushed my brows through with some soap. I did the soap method. There's 1,000 videos about it, and I have done it on camera before. I like doing that because it gives them a little texture and really holds them in place all day long, no matter what. So all I did was brush through with the soap, and then I went in with this Arches and Halos by Tonia Crooks. I used the Precision Brow Shaping Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown, and just kind of filled in the, you know, the spots that I needed the most. I'm just gonna use a bunch of makeup that I haven't used it yet, or things that I haven't used it in a while. I don't know. I don't want to set any rules. I'm just going with the flow. I'm gonna start with my eyes. I'm gonna prime them with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. I received a few palettes, more than a few. I'm kind of overwhelmed, but I received some palettes in PR, but I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna use the Nomad by Juvia's Place. It's very, very fall color story. I'm gonna start with this light shade right here and just kind of set that primer and put this on my crease very lightly and loosely. Then I'm gonna move up and do a little bit of a darker, I'm gonna use this mustardy shadow right here on my crease, just to start to darken everything up a little bit. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna pick up this brown, this warm brown, and put that on my crease. When I was swatching this palette, I always pay attention, you know, to see if the mattes are like smooth and swatch nicely. But I have to say, I know that shimmers are easier, kind of, in a way, and pretty much every shimmer shadow is so beautiful and smooth. It's just how it works. But This shimmer right here, right on the center of this palette, is so beautiful in pigment. Like the pigment is insane and it's so smooth. Just gonna go back with that fluffy brush and blend this together. I'm gonna take this really, really dark brown and put that on my outer corner and see where we go from here. I like that. Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna blend this together slightly. I guess we can go for the halo. Let's put the same brown on the inner corner. This brown is no joke. It is very, very pigmented. Well, that ended up all over my lid. I have this new makeup here that was sent to me also through PR. It's from Haus Laboratories. It's the new Lady Gaga brand. I have a bunch up there. I don't know if you can see it right there. I have their glosses and their liquid shimmer eyeshadows. I have tried their glosses, are really, really good. And the lip pencils are really, really creamy, very pigmented. You can just apply it all over your lips. It's like you have a lipstick. Very, very nice. But I'm gonna try this right here. This is called the Glam Attack Liquid Shimmer Powder. And I have two shades. I have it Legend and Biker. I think I'm gonna do a Legend. So my camera overheated it and I had to just keep on blending, but the blending kind of took a turn. It got a little bit darker. I had to add a little bit more of that brown, and I also added a little bit of this green. And then the crease kind of got lost, and then I added a little bit more of that warmer brown on my crease. I have to say about this shimmer, liquid shimmer shadow here, I put it on and I was trying to blend it a little bit with a brush, and don't do that because it kind of got everywhere and you can still see like my eyelid underneath. So I'm gonna reapply it and I'm gonna leave it alone. Just gonna wipe off the excess over here and just pop it right back in here. Because I was blending it, it kind of got like I got shimmer now all over my lid in a way. So that sucks, but I think I can only blame myself for that. It looks very pretty in person, like very shimmery. It's just a bummer that when I went to blend the edges, it kind of, maybe it's because of the formula, because it's a liquid to powder, it just kind of like fluffs up everywhere. So I'm going to let this be for a little bit and then move on and try to blend it a little bit more afterwards. I'm gonna prime my face. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer. I know this primer has been sold out and it's like in and out of stock, but it really is a good primer. I really, really like it. It's all that people talk about. So if you have a chance, I recommend you picking this up. I haven't used this in so long. The Flawless Finish Foundation. It's something that I used so much before. If you have watched my videos before, you may remember how much I used this. I really like more than a handful of times. Like this is my go-to for the longest time. I've used this foundation so many times. So I want to like revisit and see if I still love it as much as I did before. I'm gonna use it in the shade Vanilla. Yep, I still love it. I just don't love the smell of it. Okay, I still love this. It's just like I remember it was before. It's a very beautiful natural finish. I'm gonna go over with the e.l.f. sponge. This sponge right here, I will link it down below. It's all I've been using. It's super big and very fluffy. I haven't used an actual beauty blender in forever. But there's a specific name to this sponge right here, so I'll make sure to have it down in my description box because it's awesome. I love this sponge. For my concealer, I'm going to use the Covergirl TruBlend Undercover, and I'm using the shade M100 Golden Natural. This is another product that I really, really like. I use this shade because I want it to be, I don't want it to highlight, I want it to be just like, kind of like my skin tone. And it's a little bit more yellow than I would like, but it just works for me. I love the formula. It's very full coverage. I love the applicator. It looks just like Shape Tape from Tarte. So now I'm going to set my face, just my T-zone, and I'm going to bake my under eyes. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder in Vanilla. If you are on the market for a loose setting powder and you want to try something new, this is it. This is by far one of the best setting powders I have ever used. I liked the Huda Beauty powder, whatever it's called. It's a long ass name. I like that powder, but the smell is so strong and it ends up burning my eyes every single time. I have very sensitive eyes. I love my Laura Mercier powder. It's something that I don't think I'll ever stop using it, and I go back and forth. It just depends on how my skin is. Like if you have drier skin, that powder does tend to dry your skin a little bit more, at least for me. This one right here, I have nothing bad to say about this powder. Absolutely nothing. Whether you're baking or even if you're just setting with a little bit and a sponge or whatever it is, it's such a good powder. I have recommended it. That's all I have to say. Literally, if you need a powder, buy this one. You won't regret it. I mean, you don't have to bake it on the eyes. That's something that I have said it before. You don't have to. I don't necessarily bake my under eyes every day. It depends. Baking ensures that nothing is going to move. For me, if I am going somewhere and I need my makeup to stay all day long, and it's, you know, either is summertime or I just want to look good in pictures, or I don't know, it just makes everything super smooth and it sets the hell out of it. And it's not going anywhere. So if you need, for any occasion, if you need something like that, then by all means bake. If you're just doing your makeup for whatever it is, everyday makeup, you don't have to bake or do it. You know, it's very, very personal. I don't do this every day. And I know it looks like a whole lot of powder and a whole lot of makeup. But I guarantee you, if you see me in person, you'd be like, wow, you do have a full face of makeup? Yes, because it's a lot of layers, but they are very thin layers. And once you dust this off, it's not cakey whatsoever. So just want to point that out. My camera is about to overheat once more, so I'm going to work on my lower lash line off camera, and then I'm going to come back and dust this off and do the lower lash line on this side on camera. And I just really love this green shadow on this palette. That's the first thing I put on. It's so beautiful. And I hate doing this on camera. And I pulled it up a little bit more too on the other eye. I just like to connect, you know, the outer corner. I'm gonna go in with the dark brown that I used before and put that as well. Mostly on my outer corners though. The brown and the green together are bomb. A phenomenal combo. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the green. I'm just going back and forth between the green and the brown and just smoking the lower lash and mostly the outer corner. There's literally no pretty way to do this. I don't know how these people do it. I can't do it. I have to make a crazy face. Otherwise I'll cry. What I will say about this powder though is I don't recommend the shade Translucent. It is very bright and it does, if you're going for that, then that's okay, but it makes your under eyes really, really white. So I don't like that. And I know this looks really white on camera as well, but trust me, the other one, it's like on another level. So this one is just regular, you know, when you look up close, it looks just like the rest of my face. The other one, the translucent, you can tell where you put the powder, and I don't like that. So to me, it's looking a little harsh. I'm gonna take the yellow mustardy shadow that we put on our crease, and I'm gonna sweep that on my under eyes a little bit. So I hope I don't mess myself up here, but I'm going to put a tiny little dot of this shimmer shadow on my lower lash line. It's very little. I wiped the excess. My camera's bugging, but can you see when I turn my head, you can see the little shimmer. I like it. So I'm gonna use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I finally hit pan, you guys. I have had this forever, and I finally hit pan. So now I'm like determined. I want to finish this, which is probably gonna take me another year, but we're getting there. I just love this bronzer. It's so good. It smells so good too. And this brush is from Wonder Beauty. I don't know if there's a specific name. If there is, I'll link it down in the description, but I love this brush. I use it every time to bronze my skin, to contour, and then this side right here, which is like flat, I like to dust off powder, or powder my actual face and whatnot, set my under eyes. It's such a good brush. I love it. And then I always just take the sponge that I set my under eyes with, I baked, whatever it's in here, I just kind of like clean up this part right here. It doesn't do like it doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes enough of a difference to me that I keep doing it every time. It just makes everything more precise in a way, because I tend to put bronzer like everywhere, and this kind of like sharpens up your contour, but without being too harsh, Now this blush, I've been using this blush almost way too often. This is from Laura Mercier. It's peach. I love peachy blushes, and this one has a very slight shimmer, but nothing too crazy. It's called the Blush Color Infusion in Peach. You see that tiny little bit of shimmer? It's nice for when you don't feel like wearing, highlight or anything like that. This is kind of like all in one. It gives you a nice little glow and put some color on your face at the same time. But today I am going to highlight my face. I'm using this, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's from e.l.f. and the shade is White Gold. I'll make sure to put the whole name down below. I've never tried this specific highlighter, and it looks so pretty. It reminds me of that Makeup Forever highlighter that everyone was using it at some point. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be, but it looks very pretty. See? I put some on my nose, and then I also highlighted my brow bone very slightly. Not too much, just to have a tiny little bit right there. I'm just putting a lot of mascara. I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash. Just something I'm trying to use up. I'm trying my best to use up my products. Like I'm trying to open up a product and use it all the way through. And of course that works best with skincare, because it's something that I do use every day. Like I'm not doing makeup every single day. But I just don't want to be wasteful. I don't want to like let something go bad and then open up another one just because I have a lot of them. You know, I feel like it's such a, I don't know, it's not very nice of me to do that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this Haus Laboratories lip liner. This is in the shade Myth. It's just like a very neutral, you know, lip, and the formula is amazing.